Welcome back to your guide to fractional work as an individual. We are cruising through this journey. So if you have identified this is a route you want to go, you've been watching these videos, let's start digging into your plan. Now, if we're not already connected, make sure that we're connecting out on social media. You're in my newsletter so that you hear about free webinars that I have coming up. And then make sure you subscribe or share this out to a friend that you know, hey, you should go into fractional work. You are an expert in this. Send this out to them because 50% of the workforce is shifting to fractional, freelance, and contract work by 2030. They may be that person. So encourage others to embrace their value adds, their skill set, as well as we re-energize the workforce. Now, today we're just going to be focusing on building your personal brand. And it's interesting when you talk about branding because branding has naturally been talked about as organizations. What is our mission? What do we sell as a product? And it's very similar to that, but it's going to be what is your personal brand? So personal brand matters because you're selling yourself. And it's a weird feeling when you start doing that, but your name is going to be linked up to an expertise. So, how you present yourself, how you work, how you contact clients, how you do follow up with clients, how you meet people, how you treat people is going to be remembered. So, just like anything in trust, it may take a while to build and it will take one event to crash that all down. So just remember that as you go on this journey that you will be your own sales pitch, your own marketing. And so really establishing this personal brand aligned with who you really are is going to be important. Otherwise, you're just going to be faking it until you make it. And then when you make it, you're not going to like what you see anymore. And it's going to be very de-energizing because this external and internal is going to be such a mismatch. So really focus on who you are, but in a very respectful manner of how you present yourself in projects and how you get work done. So optimizing that. So once you figure out that, which I have kind of a little bit more detail and personal brand as we get into this, but as you go into that, how are you showing up then to everyone else? And that's important to use people in your network or people you're close with to say, what does this sound like when I post this? When you look at my profile, what do you think I do? What am I an expert in? And creating that will optimize your message. So say I have a LinkedIn profile, say I have some social media that I'm putting stuff out. When people look at that, do they know what I do? All right, so you might have to create a whole different business profile. So say I have a personal Instagram or TikTok or something like that. I might create a whole other profile because my personal stuff that I post is not really what I do as a product, as a service, as an expert. So maybe I create a whole other page related to that, giving tips, techniques, providing value back into the world. Let's provide value on this route. And then I will attract the right clients versus my personal page. I'm like posting like pictures of my kids and things like that. And I'll post a product and a service. Like it's such a mix. And so you want to be showing up how you want to be hired, basically. So, for example, I'm very raw, real direct. I don't want to do corporate fluff and puff. Do I work with corporations? Yes, but only if they're ready to change. Only if they want to hear some of the things they don't want to hear. Only if they want to get rid of the excuses and start moving forward. I don't want to work with people that have politically correct, long email statement. No, I want change. I'm a change maker. I'm from manufacturing. I got a little bit of a sailor mouth. So the fluff and puff is not aligned with me. And that's a conversation I have with clients early on is if you hire me, let's get things done. I do this to move the workforce forward so that they're not burning out. If you want to paint over things, if you want to create statements that don't really mean anything, there's no action behind it, I'm not the person for you because that's going to weigh on me more than you, and I just don't want to be in that type of energy. So establish those type of boundaries and where you want to go early to really align your personal brand, because even though some clients won't work with you, which I've had clients be like, this isn't a good fit, great, because it made room for people that were a good fit. And I want to say that again. If you make room, the right people will be attracted to you. So certainly don't be disrespectful. Don't do a bad job. Don't be a big a-hole about it. But I'm just very clear and transparent that if you hire me, we're going to get things done. So that means I'm not doing the corporate fluff and puff. So it's a conversation to have early on to protect your personal brand. But now I have people hiring me because I get things done. Do you see how it attracted the right clients? Now, your content creation can also include things outside of technology. So certainly that's how people can find you on social media, on LinkedIn. But other avenues you can get into is speaking engagements. So that means, yes, you might have to go out and public speak, or you can do even small little workshops. There could be certifications that you can get and start networking with people. There could be trade shows that you go out and get a booth and start just talking about your message, your expertise. I have no doubt that I'm making this in 2024, so this is a prediction. So if it happens, come back to my channel and comment, it happened. But I have no doubt that there's going to be not just trade shows for products and companies, but there's going to be trade shows for fractional workers in the future. It's going to be the evolution of job fairs. Here's a bunch of fractional workers. Employers go explore around and see who you like. Or employers looking for fractional work set up booths and fractional workers walk around. I mean, that sounds amazing. It would be even more amazing if it was virtual, because fractional workers are very good at time management and project management, which we're going to get into in a future episode. So what will be your personal brand, and how are you leveraging yourself as an expert? So that means what you're learning, new advancements in your field, you should be sharing out. You should be guiding others. I am here guiding you because I became an expert. I call myself a guide because it's ever evolving. But burnout and this energy management, this productivity optimization, all of that goes into one source of workforce energy management. And I study it. I read books and blogs and talk to people in this field and study it and practice it and test it out and test these theories and mix it with people's experience and stories and keep going and going and going. So that's how I became a guide, is I really honed down what value am I going to provide? What do I want to be hired for? And then I studied the crap out of it and made it my brand. So between content creation and speaking engagements, certifications, getting out to booths and trade shows, how are you going to show up? Because what your service is providing, what you're putting out for content, and those like in-person events should all be sending the same message. And as you create this personal brand, it's just going to guide you on your journey to find out where is your energy, how do you want to feed it, and what is going to be the next chapter on this journey.